forcing them to push this conversation in the United Kingdom. Because if we don't do that, the UK government and their pitiful nature will continue to act like it's not happening. They'll continue to, you know how people do. They'll put it under the stack of papers that they have to do. They'll tell you, oh, there's so much going on in the UK. We really can't focus on it. These are all delay tactics. These are all what's called delay tactics. They know what needs to be done, but they are delaying the inevitable. The way they're delaying the inevitable is by putting it at the bottom of papers that they have to deal with. So the way that we force it to the top of those stack of papers that they have to deal with is by putting the pressure on them through their own citizens. Because if the British people themselves start to ask this question, why isn't Nnamdi Kanu different than any of us? Why is there why is there a UK citizen that is in Nigeria for the past 2 years that hasn't gotten real support from his government? Is it because he's a black man? Is it because when they start to ask those questions to themselves, because they all need to convince themselves that they're not racist. Why is Nnamdi Kanu's case different from us? Why is our government not helping? Is it because he's a black man? So I think packaging something that's very simple in a 2 to 3 or maybe even at most 5-minute YouTube video, so that when we're doing these protests at the media houses in the UK and people are passing by, you hand them these little pamphlets so they can go and watch this video on YouTube. Because most people in life, they don't have time. They're going about doing whatever they're doing. So if they get that 5-minute video, this is who Nnamdi Kanu is. This is what Biafra is. Where is Nnamdi Kanu? Okay, here's a court case from the UK saying that he was renditioned, even though for some reason the UK is failing to say that he was extraordinarily renditioned. The UN, this is the UN's opinion. This is even the Nigerian court's opinion. What is going on? Where's Nnamdi Kanu? Where's our citizen? When you start to put pressure on the individual citizens of the UK, and they're not many, there's 60 million of them, but I believe if we put the fire where the fire needs to be, this message will go out to the individual UK citizen. By the time it's a part of their discourse, by the time they are forced to talk about it, then the people who they really control, which is their ministers, will not be able to ignore it. So I think that's the main contribution that I want to make today, because I think that no matter how many times you go to the embassy, no matter how many times you go to Doughty Street, they know their tactic. Their tactic is to let you come and do your protest, send their police to come and guard you while you're doing your protest. But in terms of action, they're not going to do anything because their own people have yet to force them to do it. So we need to force the British people to either choose to be complicit in the same sorts of genocide and atrocities that their ancestors did to Africans when they came with their terrorism during colonialism, or they'll have to now choose to change their history for their own people in the future and no longer support terrorism and support the freedom of Biafra, the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu, and the change of dynamics between Africa and their countries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Before,
Go
thank you so
Thank you.
much. I want to make a little contribution to you, my brother Americano. And before I go to that, I just want to respond to my sister who spoke before you concerning the DOS or whatever they call themselves. You see, my sister, first of all, these people are very inconsequential people who do not understand the meaning of freedom, people who their job is to be gossiping up and down. And coming to Americano, for what you said about creating awareness from the British citizens itself, I want to tell you that our leader's wife is in Britain. She is in the UK, who supposedly carried out these activities you just mentioned now. But instead of that, we have all corner of war who are fighting us. Instead of that, these DOS are the major problem, should I say major problem, that this woman is facing there. because she can't even go to a common radio station. Instead of that, they brought her to Radio Biafra to come and be gossiping. You see, these are people who are supposed to be doing the same work in the UK, looking for a way to release our leader. They are there in Radio Biafra, making, constituting nuisance and making noise, gossiping up and down. You see? Yeah, my brother.
Let's just forget about the problem now. He is just suggesting a solution. So if there is any way we can let the people who are in UK pick up the placards and then go to the UN and begin to talk about their citizen that is being held illegally, kidnapped and held illegally. Begin to make some noise there. I think that is a solution. Let's forget about the people that are irrelevant, that knows nothing about freedom. Forget about the problem. We want solution right now because it has got, the water is on our nose now, you know. So let's see if there is a way we can go about it. Why not?
Exactly. I don't want to talk about what doesn't matter. So what matters now is that you, for instance, billboards in the UK. If you wanted to take an entire billboard and ask, where's Nnamdi Kanu? Nobody will stop you from doing that. For an entire month, nobody will stop you from doing that. Forget about what people aren't doing. We know people who don't want freedom will never want freedom. That's their own business. I have nothing to do with them. They can't do nothing to me. So the main focus should be on penetrating the minds of the individual UK people, because they are the ones. They can pretend not to be racist in the Western world. That's fine. They can pretend not to be racist. But the fact that you have a citizen who has been captured and illegally renditioned and tortured for the past 2 years, and I've never seen with my own eyes any UK media house in the UK talking about it on late night TV or daytime TV. Where is our citizen? That is an indictment on the government of the UK. Simple. Because if it was some white girl, every single UK citizen in the world will be wondering, where is this white girl? Where is what's one white girl's name in UK? Where is Elizabeth? Where is Elizabeth? What happened to Elizabeth? Around the dinner table, can you imagine? Elizabeth is gone. They're holding Elizabeth in wherever. But since it's Nnamdi Kanu, they don't want to ask where Nnamdi Kanu is, because we have not yet told the British citizen themselves that if you don't get back your own citizen, you are being complicit. Let's make them complicit. Because when I talk to Igbo people here, I remind them that colonialism was terrorism. Simple. I don't care how you want to portray it, blah, 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 blah. Now colonialism is over. There's still atrocities being done in Africa. Those atrocities that are being done in Africa, some of the Western countries, whether it's France, whether it's UK, some of them are still complicit in the atrocities that are happening today. Then I turn the mic over to them. Do you agree? If they have sense, they won't agree. They'll begin to say, yes, I see, you're right, of course, obviously, blah, 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 blah. So let's make them do that blah, 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 blah in the UK. We must force them to do it. They have to decide now. Is it that when they hear about the story of Nnamdi Kanu and what's going on with Nnamdi Kanu, they'll just say, oh, okay, there's no need for our government to do anything? No. When the average UK person is asking where Nnamdi Kanu is, the new Indian Prime Minister himself, when they put enough fire under his ass, the UK Prime Minister himself will go to Nigeria and get Nnamdi Kanu and release him. Seriously. So now is the time for us to go to, forget protesting at whatever embassy, because all those people will just close their window, put on their earphones and be listening to whatever, tell you they're doing something, but they're not doing anything. Put fire under the ass of the media house in the UK. Make them talk about the story. Protest there. Send them emails. Make it so that every UK citizen is wondering, why are these people protesting at the media? You can't be protesting in a media house. The media house itself does not report a story. Then something is wrong. If you are protesting again the media house and the media house doesn't do anything, it's a good thing. So that's where we need to focus. That's the only thing I want to say. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you, Americano. You see, we are solution oriented. Solution is all we need right now. The water is on our neck, on our nose. We are about to get drowned if we don't do anything. So if you are in UK, the question should be, where is our citizen? That is the placard those in UK can carry. Then those outside UK, where is your citizen? Kidnapped. Let's just formulate something that can catch the attention of the world, especially the citizens of UK, so that they start talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Is long overdue, my brothers. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead, Chiamaka.
All right. Thank you very much, Americano. Thank you so much. And now this is going to be our our program and our number one priority for this week, because today makes it 660 days that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been kidnapped. Today 660 days. And now if every day as the day goes by, we'll continue to make it a point of duty to sing it aloud in our media, in their media houses in the UK. We have enough Biafrans in the UK to get this job done. Let me tell you, even if it's only 24 people, just 24, that will convert themselves in front of any of the media house. Only 24 of you. Of which I know that if we need 500 people in every of the media houses simultaneously in the UK, we can get the job done in 1 week. And I want us to do that. I am going to make this suggestion to our government in SI, and this will be one of our projects for this very first quarter that this government will be in office. I'm going to bring this to the notice of everyone, and we are going to sing it like a song to every. If you are IPOB in the UK, get this job done. Each time I go to the UK, I am not a citizen of the UK. I'm even yet to grab a European citizenship. I go to the UK with a visa. And each time I want to go to the UK, they give me that visa, and I use that opportunity to make sure I sing the song of Biafra on the streets of the UK. How can we have people in the UK? I live in Italy, I don't live in the UK. And each time I want to go to the UK, I spend a lot of money to get them, hand me a visa, and I go there and make some noise. But we have people that are resident in the UK, and they are going about their daily businesses, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a citizen of the useless British Empire, is still there in Nigeria, detained in a dungeon. Can you believe that a British citizen doesn't have a medical care? He didn't call for that. He was not traveling in a Nigerian passport. What a taboo that a British citizen was sniffed away from Kenya. Now, Britain should be very angry with Kenya. How can our citizen, how did he go out of your space? And then to come to think of it, he is already in Nigeria. What was the protocol that you followed? And do you know that immediately that thing happened, Uhuru Kenyatta, who happened to be, I want to call them very derogatory names, but I don't know what will happen to our platform if I do that. Uhuru Kenyatta was there already in that useless British country with the impostor, together with the past prime minister. They were having handshake, taking coffee, snapping pictures. Why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was freshly kidnapped from Kenya? Can you believe that? So please, this very first mission that we are going into as Biafra Republic government in Israel, we are going to ensure that if you are in Britain, you are a Biafran, you must show it that you love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And no matter how many you are, you need to converge. And we're going to look for how people will converge in their different locations, every media houses in different parts of the UK, in Liverpool, in Newcastle, in Middlesbrough, everywhere, in Birmingham, everywhere Biafrans are found. Look for any media house. If there's no media house in that place, even if you live in the villages, you are going to go from house to house, take pictures of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, show them this is your citizen, and he's right now languishing in a dungeon.
I mean, Ralph, you can also do flyers and give to the citizens, the Caucasians. You make flyers and give to them. Let them see that their citizen has been held and the government has kept mute for 2 years. So they see how serious it is, and they will begin to talk, because it affects them directly. So if what happened to one and you don't do anything,
anything, it happens. Then it happens to all. You won't do anything. So that flyer is very important. So it is not like only the brown men are doing the protest. Let the Caucasians also join in. Go ahead. Thank you.
We're going to make flyers available. Every one of you. It's not expensive. I still have a bunch of them here that I did. A bunch of flyers that I go out on the street to share. But this will make more impact in the UK there. Have the picture of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. This is Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, a British citizen. Where you don't have your media houses, go from street to street. There are the mayors in that neighborhood. Go to the houses or the office of the mayor. There are your representatives in the House of Commons, or what do they call their houses in Britain there. You write them. You make sure you see that. Let's make these things go viral. Today is 660 days. Tomorrow will be 661 days. And every day that goes by, you go out, you create that awareness, and we must get this done. Thank you very much.
Also, the media, please help us to share the numbers of these people, so calls can also be taken to them from all over the corner. They will be receiving calls because out of shame, they will do something.
Thank you. Paul Ezem, unmute yourself if you're available here with us.
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother. You guys are doing very great. Our protocol observe, the host, Pastor Vam, co-host, and everybody here. Our protocol observe. America, you made a very great point. The point now is for us to see how much it's gonna cost to get a billboard, to be able to advertise it, and also the flyer, like you guys said. And also now that our PM, Biafran government in exile, they have the power, they can also push the details to British government. We already knew that the British government are complicit. Unfortunately, Uhuru Kenyatta is one of their agents. And also Kenya is now a den of kidnap. Not only Mazin Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya, there are other people that was even kidnapped and butchered in Kenya. So now we know what is going on with the Kenyan government. They will not say that they will not say that they don't know anything about this. I said this before. American citizen was kidnapped in Nigeria. Donald Trump sent in special forces. They went over there and rescued the guy. It's the same Boko Haram, these Fulani terrorists that kidnapped that American citizen. That's the way the government supposed to work. So the question now is that why is the British government not moving an inch? That shows that they are complicit to what happened to Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. Not only them, the oil companies in Nigeria are also complicit. So I think it's hard time for us to do the needful. That's the only way we can hold them accountable. Once outside, the other wants to do outside, we can still do it. Because that's the only way they can listen. That's the only language they understand. Because they are feeding fat from our land. Without that, that's the only way I can find it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mazi Paul. You made a very big point. God bless you. We quickly move to be raising up your hands. Please unmute your mic and speak to us.
All right. I greet everyone in the house, and to you, Mazi Raf, Pastor Vam. I recognize your office, and I have to commend you guys, you and your colleagues. You are doing a great job. We appreciate you. We, the Biafrans, we will never forget your hard put labor into this struggle of ours. Just like what Americano highlighted earlier on, I want you to take good notice of that, and I know you've taken good notice of it already. And if possible, be very close to Americano, because the way he spoke, it seems very, very enlightened. So I'll just people like this, because one does not know everything all. People like this can chip in one or two ideas that will spark some light into darkness. So my point, the point I tried to highlight earlier on was that, you see, Britain, we all know that they are accomplished. It's not that we shouldn't be playing with this. They are accomplished, because if they are not, Kenya should be on fire by now. They should be running up and down to explain how their citizen was kidnapped from their own country. But just like someone said earlier on, it wasn't quite long when after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya, the president of Kenya went to UK and they were shaking hands. That might be their own part of celebration, because they are seeing Nnamdi Kanu as a threat. Just like presently now, what is happening in Sudan. You see, you can't tell me that the war going on in Sudan today, the Western world are not aware of it. They actually they can be they are even they know exactly what is going on in Sudan. They might be the one fueling the fire that is burning in Sudan today. So, but what I want you to understand, that the Western world are hypocritical. You understand? You wouldn't expect someone that come to dish out great injustice to you to start giving you justice. Just like Americano highlighted earlier on, that the colonialism is another form of terrorism, and that is very true. What they did to our ancestors were terrorism, and up till date, they are still carrying out that terrorist act to our people, to we people of colors, just because we have what they feel they want in excess and in abundance. So they are, if need might be for them to clear all of us out of existence and take over everything that is in our land, they will do just that. But to some certain extent, they feel that will not be possible. That is why they're keeping mute. So my brothers and my core freedom fighters employ us all to develop any tactics possible to release our leader, whom is in detention. And we shouldn't just focus on the media. To me, if possible, like what we are doing right now, so creating awareness, we are still telling those people that are persecuting us, like the Western world, not that we don't know that they are complete, but we are still putting enough information to them, so that whenever we carry out any violent attack, they shouldn't blame us, because we've dish out enough information. So we should use every means possible to dish out information to them. Any means possible. Put out the information before them that they cannot deny it when we start acting. Once this information is enough in their table, tomorrow now we start acting, because that is the face. Either we like it or not. There's no freedom fighting that. Now freedom is not given in a platter of gold. We have to fight for it. So we have to be ready, because a contraction like Nigeria is one of the greatest assets they have, because they have everything they need to their survival here in Nigeria, in this contraction called Nigeria. So we have to be ready to dish out the equal of war that they have brought to our land. We have to dish out that same equal to them. So that is my own part of the contribution.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to recognize Ifani. Ifani is finally here with us. Pastor Van Van Van, you think you can play that audio of our leader?
Beautiful. So that we will reignite the fire again. I have to play.
Yep.
Yeah, and please let us know that any speaker that comes up again, I'm going to have my bell. I have my bell here. Once I ring the bell, we're going to be giving only 3 minutes for everyone that will be contributing. Once your 3 minutes is over, I will ring the bell. I know so many of us have a very important things to say. I wouldn't mind. I will just give you maybe extra 30 seconds when I ring the bell, before I ring the bell. But know that 3 minutes is the highest, so that we'll have enough people that will make contribution. If we didn't give chances for people like that, you wouldn't have had the contribution of Americano. So there is somebody else there raising his hand that has better suggestions. But if we don't have the time to bring them on, we're not going to hear them. So we're going to take only 3 minutes. After this,
Please, let's see this act. This guy with ACIT, please, others should just hold on, let him just speak. We don't know who he is. I've never seen him
Okay.
before. Let's see what he
Okay.
has to say.
The ACI guy, allow me to play this audio. Then immediately after the audio, I'm sure you will appreciate this audio to be able to contribute to what is going on here. Let me get this audio out here. Hold on, guys. Oh, it's my device. Okay. Let me get this audio out here so that I'll play it. Welcome back, Ifeanyi. It's nice to have you.
Now go to that map. Flag of Nigeria. Please publish it. Flag of Nigeria 1914 to 1960. Now listen very carefully, please. And I'm going to read it for all of you so you can follow it very carefully. First of all, once you see this very flag that Britain designed, you ask yourself, what is the Star of David doing on a flag of a people that actually hate Jews? Britain. Britain hated Jews so much that they never wanted Israel to be free. Britain fought on the side of Jordan to destroy Israel in 1948. Some of you don't know that. I'm telling you core history tonight. That the history of British suppression of the people of the book did not start today. Britain were bombed out of Israel. The Israelis used bombs to drive them away. Britain went Britain had what was called the Palestine Mandate. Their job was to stop the creation of Israel. Do you know that? Some of you don't read, you don't research. It was the job of Britain. The same mandate that Satan gave to Britain in Biafra, Satan gave Britain the same mandate in Israel. Satan said to Britain, Satan brought Britain and said to Britain, you must sit here, you must give this land to Arabs. Are you aware of that? So some of you don't know, but I will teach you this evening. Now we read. The flag of Nigeria between 1914 and 1960 was a British blue ensign. British designed it with a green Star of David, green, to signify the fertile lands of Biafra. Now listen, I will repeat. The flag of Nigeria between 1914 and 1960 was a British blue ensign with a green Star of David. Now, is Britain a Jewish state? I'm just asking the idiots. Is Britain a Jewish state? If the answer is no, then ask yourself, what are British people? What I have given people asking foolish questions. Your number one assignment is I'm trying to weave a web here for you. Your number one assignment is to perform a pilgrimage. Please go to Usude, go to Udi, and go and look at the pyramids that our ancestors built. And then ask yourself, where? I ask you again, where do you have such pyramids? It's in Egypt. So now, the next question is, did the Egyptians come to Enugu State to come and build pyramid? Then now you are going to answer that question, not me. That's number one. I want to establish what I call biblical link between Biafra and Israel. Biblical, that your two naked eyes can see. Although some of you are with your foolish brain cannot reason, at least your two eyes can see. Go to Enugu, you will see it. That was part of the reason why Enugu was chosen. The other one I will not tell you, because you cannot comprehend it. You can't understand it. Ask yourself, what is the Star of David doing? Are British people, are they Jewish? Are they from Israel? But Britain put this very star there. Where did you find the star? That is a very simple question. Britain, where did you get this Star of David that you put on this Nigerian flag? Mind you that Nigeria contains the south and the north, encompassing the whole of Biafra. Now listen very carefully. It was later changed to St. Edward's Granite Supreme with the white word Nigeria under it as a red disc. It was adopted by the colony and protectorate of Nigeria following the amalgamation of the South and the Northern Protectorate. Are you following very carefully? The colonial flag of the zoo was adopted in 1914 following the amalgamation of Southern and Northern Nigeria. It was first suggested by the first Governor General of Nigeria, Sir Frederick Lugard. So Lugard knew where we came from, but they said we have no history. And please, tonight you must pay attention. Listen, open your ears and listen. Write anything that is confusing, you write it down. Go back later on to go and interrogate it. You'll find the answers to it. It was adopted by the colonists. Lugard started the whole thing. But they asked Lugard, why did you do this? He said it's a symbol of the unification of Nigeria because of the seal of Solomon, which was associated with the native Igbo Jews. Lugard said, Igbo Jews, Lugard. Come and say, I pledge to Nigeria, my country. I am a proud Nigerian. The person that created you a nigger said, the reason why I am putting the seal of Solomon, or Star of David as they call it, on this flag here of British colonial Nigeria is because this particular star, according to a white man before 1914, but unveiled in 1914, when some of you have not been born, some of you, even the Alamajri that impregnated some of you, your mothers, during the war, have not been born by then. Please. Are you listening very carefully? I want to open your skull so you can listen. Because when it comes to education and research, I don't think that apart from Princeton Library in the USA, I don't think anybody can compete with us. To be honest with you, I don't think they can. I'm not being arrogant. I don't think you can. Some of you are not educated enough to stand and to debate. You know how, well, you're not learned. And when you're not learned, how can you reason properly? I hope you're following. Ask yourself this question: why would a white man who is not Jewish, a white man who is not circumcised, what is he doing with the Star of David? And some of you are so foolish. You don't know that this very Igbo Jewish Star of David on the flag was done in 1914. Israel only adopted the Star of David in 1948. And some of you praying 1914, 1948, which one is older? Who is copying who?
Who is copying who? Who is copying who? Now you've heard it all. And before we conclude this Twitter space, I will still play it again for the third time and the last time. But before our brother Ifeanyi will take the microphone, like Exodus recommended, this ACIT brother, unmute yourself, please, and tell us what you know. Why do you think Britain is silent over Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Based on what you know, why do you think they are silent?
Thank you, Mazi Chiamaka Jerry. Thank you, everybody, for giving me this opportunity on your platform. This question is very simple, and I think we all know the answers. You may not agree with me. I may not agree with you. But our primary assignment is to go home. And if we continue to shy away from this topic, we may not go home very soon. And we may end up jeopardizing the life of our leader. Somebody in Ekwo was in Ekeloreke. There are divisions of labor for everything in this life. My Biafran people, are we not done talking? Are we not tired of broadcasting? Is it not clear to us that we are on the verge of destruction, that these people have decided that we will be destroyed and nothing will happen? Now, let me surprise you. If me and you is fighting, who is going to enjoy? Who is winning? The Nigerian government also. Now that the Russian are fighting with the United States and UK and some European countries, you will find out that the Chinese, South Koreans are enjoying the show. It's a very big show. and they love it. Why is the British silent over the adoption of their citizen? It's because they are aware. It's because they are involved. It's because they are part and parcel of it. Make no mistake about it. If you like, go to the United States of America, meet the President of the United States of America. He will not help us. Nobody will help us. We are the architects of our own predicament. Why did I say so? These things would have ended a long time ago. It's just 1 year. It's going to take us 1 year to execute, and everybody goes about your normal business. International law was broken to extradite our leader, someone who speaks on our behalfs. You cannot expect the international law to work in your favor because it has been broken for your leader to be kidnapped. He was kidnapped, he was not arrested. So let's stop saying, release him, release him. He was kidnapped. Now let me shock you. If your son is kidnapped and the ransom is placed on your son, you know what to do. Hence, the international law was broken to rendition MNK. If you do not break the international law to get him out, you will waste your time for 20 years. And the more time we waste, the more risky the life of our leader becomes. Because, like somebody said in this forum, he said, if anything happened to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, if anything happened to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, what are you going to do? You do nothing. You can only cry in the comfort of your home for like 2 weeks, 1 month, and that ends it.
I'll give you extra 2 minutes. You're making a lot of sense. Just round it up in 2 minutes.
Thank you, comrade. Now, what is the solution? The solution is very simple. Hence, you have access to finance. You don't need to stress yourself. We are into security. We are security analysts. And we have been involved. We are now involved in this issue. And I say, give me 1 year. And then you will see what will happen. Because a lot of agitators has failed to realize that you don't ask for the release of your leader. You do something that will make them release him for you. Hence, the international law was broken to get this guy. You have to break the international law to get him out. It is like a computer. What you give him is what you give, what he gives you. Garbage in, garbage out. So everybody here, let me tell you one thing that we need to do. MNK would have been released long time ago. There was a move by the British when they see that the tension was on. And then when they find out that the tension was not active, they slow down. We are in security. We are in the diplomat. We know all those things. We see it. And when we try to advise our people, they don't want to listen. They think they knows it all. The international law that was broken to get him, by now, by then, the British would have invited the Kenyan to question them and to demand for their citizen return. They will never do that. Money have changed hands. Nigerian government is rich with you and I, oil, what God has given you and I. They are using it to kill us, to oppress us, to send us into exile. And we are letting this happen because of our accomplishment. I put it this way because we have supposed to break international law. They will receive it hard. When MNK was kidnapped, what we failed to do is to unite the men on ground in one umbrella. Then go after the British and their whatever diplomat you have in your domain, get him on your side and demand for the release of your leader. 1 year is enough to do this. You don't need to spend your money renting house, building government in all over the country. You don't do that. 1 year is enough. That was why Chamaka Jerry, I used to post on your
Thank
wall.
you, thank you, my
Thank
brother.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
We have to stop you there. Your
Thank
time
you.
has elapsed. Thank you very much. What we need here is just solutions straight on, not what has passed, not what has happened. We are talking about solution. It is over. What happened is over. What we are looking is forward. Ralph, you can go ahead. Go ahead,
Thank
take
you,
over.
good man. Thank you, the last commenter. We will bring you in next time. If you have a better solution to profile, we'll give you the microphones next time. Still request to come in later, but you're going to be on the listening mood now. Please, first, take over now, invite the next guest. That should be Ifeanyi, please.
Thank you. Lucky has been here for. Oh, Ifeanyi, where's Ifeanyi? Yeah, Ifeanyi, go ahead, and then Lucky will speak after him.
Thank you so much, my
It's
brother.
like Elder Godaman is really begging to be brought up. His hand is just punching. It's like he wants you to bring him up.
Thank you so much, my brothers and the comrades in the house, Rafa Jere, and the many others that are here, Gloria, and everybody. I want to use my 3 minutes, even maybe it will not reach up to 3 minutes. Please, I want to thank each and every one of us. That's something that our brother that speak earlier, which is the fat news. The fat news, I don't know. This question would have been asked by our media head, which is Rafa Jere, to know if you're a Biafran or you're just a friend that is suggesting, that is giving a good suggestion of what we needed or what we would have done before. But if you're a Biafran, I think a media person, like you said, and all the things that you said, I think you should start doing them yourself, because we are all here to achieve one goal, and that goal is Biafra. Nobody is exempted. Our leader is kidnapped today. It can be anybody. A lot of people have been kidnapped. Not only him, a lot of people have been kidnapped. And for Britain, silent on Mazen Nnamdi Kanu imposes threat on Britain. Remember that this is what Britain has worked on for over 109 years, to make sure that Biafrans are held down, never to recover who they are, never to know who they are. This is the main work of Britain. And they use their boys, the Fulani jihadis, to execute that fact, to make sure that no Biafran will come up to challenge the status quo that is called Nigeria. So we should have this at the back of our mind. And whatever you need to deploy it. Whatever you know how best to do, come up. That is why we have autopilot. You can access all the media heads, all the media warriors. Then that your information will get to our spokesperson. That thing that you know best to do, bring it on board. Professionals are coming up. Bring that your professionalism to the work for us to get our state, where you can have a sense of belonging, where the sun of Biafra can rise and shine again like before. As I was listening to that message of our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, one thing with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's message is, even if you listen to it 100 times, it will seem as if it's just making the broadcast now. I listened to this and I was bleeding in my heart. How can people be this devilish that they see a light that is coming from Africa that will liberate all Africans, and they chose to be an instrument that will be used by Lucifer to suppress it? And this they have done very clearly, if not for the mercies of God. We are the original people of the book. We are the original people. We are the original Israelites. There's a video I saw the other day on media. And the Israeli man was speaking to a black man. He asked him, where do you come from? He said, he come from Nigeria. He asked him from Nigeria, from which side of Nigeria? He said it's where called Biafra. He said that you guys are the real Jews, not us. You are the real Jews. I can't forget that. We are the original people created by God. Before every other person come from us, we are the original being on planet Earth. And these people don't like it. That's why people like Bill Gates and all of them are doing everything to see if they can reduce the population of Africa. But you can stop that when you put hands together to restore Biafra. Thank you so much, my brother. I don't know, I've exceeded my 3 minutes. Thank you so much. I love what everybody is doing, and may all continue on this might for us to restore Biafra. That's the most important thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ifani. Ifani, you can always come in and chip in something. You're still a speaker. Lucky, go ahead and unmute yourself. Lucky, if you're here, unmute yourself. If not, we go to Joseph. Joseph, unmute yourself. Yeah, we can hear you. You have 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you very much. I thank everybody that is here. I take my greetings to our Prime Minister.
Joseph, as much as you can, look for a more quiet place. Some noise are coming from your background. Just try. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yeah, try and get a quiet place, please.
Mute for now. Joe, mute for now. There's so much noise on your background. Let the next person speak. You can come back again. Okay, thank you.
All right, Lucky, you are back. Lucky, unmute yourself. You have 3 minutes. Unmute yourself. You're raising your hand.
Good afternoon, my people. Good afternoon. Good morning. Please, I just want to trip you some things. Since some people are going for protests in the UK, I was just wondering if someone can still bring their email address and their Twitter handle or the TV station. They can still bring it up for which to send the mail and to the British government concerning the release of Nnamdi Kanu. I don't know if something like that can still go on. It can still bring awareness that since we have a media that can still give us awareness concerning the release of Nnamdi Kanu. I just want to trip that in. If that can be possible too, their Twitter handle, their email, everything we can still use. If some people are protesting, we can still send mail to there concerning the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you.
Spot on. That's correct. Spot on.
Thank you. Joseph, are you in a quiet place now?
Yeah, I think I'm in a better.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. My regards to everyone. I really love the topic, and this topic, I can answer it this way. Why Britain dead silence over Nnamdi Kanu's kidnap? I think one big reason is because the release of Nnamdi Kanu / the release of Biafra is a threat to their existence. Because I think their existence from Nigeria now is fraudulent. Because their feeding is like they are parasites. And in Nigeria, it's not just Nigeria, by Biafran land, in the Biafran soil, they are sucking from there. So they now saw that the Igbo people, if we look at the interview granted to Bello said that Igbo people cannot just bend forever. You can't deceive them like Fulanis. So they saw us that even if we can have a deal today, and tomorrow we discover that the deal is not too good, we are going to leave the deal or find a better way out We are not the people that will just put our minds just down like that to be matching us like a match. I think that is the real reason why they're doing what they're doing. And I know that what they're doing, we still hold them at the neck soon. And I'm still telling them that even if they put hand, even if they don't put hand, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will soon be released. Whether they like it, whether they don't like it, he will soon be released because the hand of Elohim is inside his life. So they can't do anything. So what I'm saying in essence is this. If we look at the eschatology that our Prime Minister was talking about then when he was teaching us about this Lugard, we don't have to be putting all this Lord and all that. The Lugard time, the Fulanis took over because they are like going to the company, that Niger company also, as he explained it and as we read from that write-up. So after everything, we saw that they handed over Fulanis all these things because they saw that Fulanis don't have to think twice. They think their senses are not that straight. Their senses is just to serve. They don't have that mind to reproduce. But we are such people that can live on our own. We can put things even if there is nothing on table. Like our Prime Minister told Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if there is nothing on the table, we bring something to the table. Had it been this thing is not like this, Britain will not be still in Nigeria doing anything because had it been they handed it over to Biafra. Biafrans may maybe serve them for some few periods, and if they discover they are shocking or they are trying to put us in this new colonialism, trying to make us slave even when we are not sold, but at least we are serving the slavery. If we discover it, we are going to move off. But now, I think that I've made my point that what I saw was because they saw that releasing Nnamdi Kanu is also releasing Biafra, and when you release Biafra, everything will be on check. It will not be like Nigeria. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you. The speakers, you guys can come in and if y'all want to chip in something, co-host Raf, you can always come in and add something. We move to
Exodus is Elder Godeman. I haven't spoken.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna go next.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I greet you, Biafras, once again. Thank you for keeping it real. And I want to quickly remind us that whenever anything we are saying, our enemies, they are here listening. Oh, me, I want to make it clear to them that we are not afraid of them. We are not afraid of you, enemies of Biafrans. We will never stop this fight. And war will never end in this earth until the world comes to an end. We are ready. We, the IPOB autopiloters, we are ready for war. Let the world hear it. Because they are fighting in Ukraine, fighting in Russia, and all other places. We are not afraid to face our enemies because we are warriors in nation. The original people, they cannot exterminate us out of the face of the earth because, like I said before, the war of, let me say, this is the war of Armageddon that is going on now. That is what it is. Heaven and hell's fight. This is what we are into. It will never end. And we will always be winning. Like I listened to what Americana said about what we have to do, and I totally agree with him. That is exactly what I have in mind that we must do, because we have tried every time going to their embassies, their official places, but it has gotten us nothing. no change. So let us do something different this time and see the outcome. I mean, I believe that the sensitization of the original people of every land will make them ask questions and demand for the release of their own citizen. And I totally agree with him. And like always, action speaks louder. Anything we are saying, let us be carrying it out, not always saying and we will not do it. I don't know much to say, and I am just here listening. And any other observation, I will come up and ship it in.
Thank
Let me
you.
leave the mic for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Thank you. We always appreciate you coming up here. Well, I see Elvis. Is that our Elvis or somebody else? Give me a thumbs up if that's the Elvis we know before
Yes,
we
my
go.
brother, this Elvis.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Elvis, and then Otu. No, Elder God the man will speak after you. Go ahead, Elvis.
All right. This is my first time here on this space. I am not really used to Twitter space. Thank you so much, everyone listening, Pastor Vam and
Yeah.
everybody. I really
Elvis,
appreciate.
did you hear the voice note I played? Did you listen to it?
I listened to it about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Is it the one you're talking
The
about?
one I played. Okay, no problem. Just elaborate more on that. What you figured out that these British people, they know, or why they have deliberately ignored their own citizen without making even giving a voice or moving a hand to get him out. If it were a white person, they would have done something differently. Or if it were probably somebody else. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, why him? Why are they ignoring what happened to him? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Brother Bam. Actually, I really didn't listen to all of them because I was busy listening partially, and I just noted some points out that I want to bring out on this platform. I might not be able to elaborate more on that because I didn't really listen to all of it. So the point I want to make is the way forward. The way forward, because for me, I believe that now is the time for all of us to just think about what is the way forward. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released. I mean, for me personally, maybe what I will say now might annoy some people. I don't believe on always talking about how we are the original people, how we are the Oputo. I mean, I don't believe in. I mean, like we are all students of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We have already listened to him. We have already got the message Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have given us. Now that he's there, now that he's sick, he's vomiting. We cannot always say that nothing will happen to him. Nothing will happen to him. He's a human being. He's having blood running in his vein. If he drops there now, if anything happens to him there right now, like one of our brothers said, highest the people will cry for 1 week and that is it. So now that he's alive, now that he's still there, I believe that now it's time for us to activate anything it is. I repeat, anything it is. So for me, if anybody have any suggestion of what we should do now, I think that now is the best time to bring all these suggestions out. If we have to, since we have alliance with Oduduwa's people, now is the time to bring in that alliance to I don't know the English language to use, for it to activate that alliance. They have to come out now to speak out for us, with us, for the list of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Ambazonians. If we really have alliance with them, we have to activate that alliance. Now it's time for everybody now to come out now. Our children, our goats, our dogs, everybody. We're supposed to launch a campaign, a massive campaign now, calling for we are not even embarking right now on Biafra, as to Biafra to come tomorrow or today. Let's focus at least with 1 week to call for the list of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What I'm talking about is a massive calling out of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with every avenue that we can have to do with. Using Twitter Space, using our children, using our widows, using our grandmothers, using Ambazonians, using Oduduwas, everybody that say he like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's going to be like a campaign, a massive campaign, the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I don't know if anybody have any suggestion on that, but that is what I thought we should do. For me, we are original people. We are from Israel. All those stories, I know is history. I know we cannot deny our history. We cannot go out from our history. The history is there. But I believe that the problem we have now is not if we are from Israel or not. The problem we have now is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released and immediately. So let me just stop here for now. Thank you so much for this platform.
Thank you, thank you. Over to you. You want to chip in something, Ifani or
Yeah, very
Jerry?
quickly. Let me chip in something. Thank you so much, Elvis. It is good that you have said that we should focus on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release, which is why we are here, and we're going to do that. But I want you to understand that some of us that actually make comments about these things. That's why it was good if you had listened to that tape. Maybe you should listen to it later. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was actually pointing out there who we are and how important we are and what they know about us. That is the reason why they have determined to exterminate us. Now, they plan to exterminate these Jewish people, these Jewish connected people. It's not today. They knew who we were. They now know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu know that we know that they know who we are, and that's why they have determined to join this Fulani Caliphate to exterminate us. Can you imagine, as far back as 1960 something, the Ahmadu Bello, on that interview from a British journalist, told them that we Igbos will dominate, that there is no chance they will ever give to us. Instead, they would rather give it to an expatriate. That is the hatred they have on us. Because they know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu know this very fact. They want to silence him. But the funny thing is that, look, Britain and everyone that is working with you, you think if you silence Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that we don't know what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu know? Do you know how many years it has taken Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to lecture us to know how important we are? They have lectured us to know that it is what we have under our ground that you are looking for. That is why you are using these Fulani uncircumcised demons to go after us, to exterminate us. We know all these things. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have already made it known to us. We are asking for his release right now because he is our leader. He is our leader. We will go berserk if you don't let him go. We will go haywire. We will do the undoable. In fact, we will break even the laws that you can't imagine if you don't let him go. That's why I appreciate our brother Americano who told us that, was it Americano or one of the speakers, that told us that they broke international law in kidnapping him. So we have to break the laws also to get him out. So do not think we do not know how to break laws. Do not think that you have the monopoly of breaking laws. We also have the power to do and undo what you cannot imagine. So let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu go. In fact, it will be for your own good that you let him go, because he's the one that will curtail us. For example, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, will only listen to the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You cannot stop him. It is only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that can tame us. We are uncontrollable. We are like the locust. When we go after you in our swamp, we will consume you. That's who we are. Let him go. He's the only one that will let us stop, and we will stop. If he doesn't ask us to stop, there is no Jupiter that will stop us. We are determined to get our freedom, and he's the one that leads us. Let him go. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bam Bam Bam. Elder God man, unmute yourself, and then Chika will speak after you. Emmanuel, Martin, So, Freedom, Kennedy, and Paul. All right, go ahead, Elder God man.
Greetings, everyone. Am I coming out live?
Loud and clear.
I go straight to the point. There is a question that everyone is asking: why is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Why is the British silent over the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? And I will put it straight this way: it's not only the British that is silent over Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The Americans are aware. They are silent. Why are they silent? Australians are aware. They are silent. Why are they silent? The whole world are aware. They are silent. Why are they silent? You want to know? The answer is simple, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a threat to the world. The day you understand this, you know the solution to your problem. He's a threat to the world. He's a threat to the system. He is a threat to the West. Because if they release him, the system will collapse. This is what they don't want. Don't forget that Europe know what they are doing. They know the game they are playing in Africa. So releasing him will collapse the system. So this is why they kept him there. This is why you can protest from now till thy kingdom come. They won't move an inch. It doesn't shake them. They don't care. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. The same way they targeted him is the same way each and every one of us that are trying to crumble the system are threats to them. So now that they have Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we shouldn't keep on counting on the West, counting on protesting, because every time we spend is the more his health condition is being more critical. So we need to do that thing we are afraid of doing. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, I keep telling people that those that are saying, "Oh, we don't want to fight war," people that are inconsequential, and I ask them, "Are we not already at war?" Go to Benue State. Are they not fighting war? What country, what sane country in the entire world has refugees scattered all over their land as indigenous people, as refugees all over Nigeria? And you're saying that you're not at war. We're already at war. What we're doing is we're going to defend our people, whether the enemy likes it or not. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released. I don't think that's too much to ask. We never did. I keep asking, what have we ever done to these people? Our ancestors accepted them, allowed them in our land. We treated them like human beings. We treated them with love and care. And what do we get in return? Killing. Insult after insult. Massacre, genocide, you name it. That's how they paid us back. And they haven't stopped. It has never stopped. It has not stopped. And my question to Biafran people and to Africans in general is, when is enough enough? As we Biafrans, we say enough is enough. We either die fighting for our right, fighting for our freedom, or you remain a slave. Either way, you're going to die, because when Fulani come to kill you, they're not going to ask you if you're a freedom fighter, if you believe in history, if you know your history. No, they're going to kill you regardless. I will move on to, Biafra Voice. I see you. You're welcome.
Yeah, let me add to what our brother said. My brother, we are doing everything humanly possible, both on the media and both on ground. So we are going to, in fact, we are going to swarm Nigeria. Swarm. That is what we are going to do to them. Don't worry, we are not joking. They think we are sleeping. We are not. It is not just about protesting. The time of protesting is even going away. It's fading off because we are on the liberation phase. Thank you very much for that, your submission. But we need to still make sure we pass this message to BBC. We need to make sure the citizens of the UK get to know what is going on with their citizen being held in Communicado for up to almost 2 years now, or if it's not more than 2 years. So we must do that, and we will still do the needful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please,
Thank you.
let's
Thank
hand over
you.
the mic to Biafran 247, please.
Biafran 247, you have the mic. Unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you so much, my family. Thank you, my brothers. Thank you, my sisters, all of you. I thank you all. Why is my hand not coming down? Okay. So the hand is still there. Okay. So Ralph, my brother, thank you for keeping this space. So we are all together to that side when they say let us go over to the other side. we can't come to this side. And I've been listening, and I'm so happy that everybody is speaking up. You see, one problem we have, we all, maybe all of us in this space now, is that some people are still believing that Biafra restoration is left for some particular people, or there are some particular people that has been anointed or that has been selected to restore Biafra. They are to do everything. They are to fight the battle. They are to go to the war. They are to do everything. No. The other day in Exodus, my brother were hosting a space, and we suggested that people can write, and so many, about 2 people agreed that they will write some articles, write some things, put up. It was fantastic. I told them, listen, me, I know, no be say I know sabi write. Me, I be the one where they call lazy writer. To write, even to write to you, how are you, it hard me. But if not to talk, it no go hard me. So I said to them, okay, let us agree. Write everything. If you are 100 of you that can write it, send it to our brother Goodman. Goodman, we inbox everybody. We go scatter ground. We go shatter table. But till today, I don't think any one of them has been able to do anything. We are good in bringing up beautiful suggestions, but we are not good in activating them. I think one thing we must learn to do, everybody, I'm not talking to those these hosts or co-hosts and speakers. No, I'm talking to everybody. I want us to understand that this thing, this job, this restoration of Biafra is not left to some certain people and cannot be left for some certain people. You don't leave it for some people. You are included, everybody. This is a grassroots movement. Whether you can write, whether it's talk, anything you can do, you are needed. Don't see yourself as you are not. Everybody is important as every other person. You see, why we need to do all these things, share pictures in your Twitter spaces, because if you know that so many people don't even know that we are being massacred on daily basis, you will know. I've been opportune by the grace of God, sitting side by side with the Prime Minister in a meeting with some people, and the people never knew that we are being massacred. So we can only do this. There was a time Elvis brought up a suggestion that if you know anybody, European, American, Canadian, Chinese, if you have them as a friend, if you have them as your husband, make them, or your wife, make them understand that they need to do this for you. They need to help you. This only gift, the best gift they can give to you. Tell them to tag, tell them to post or repost or retweet Biafra, anything about Biafra. Even if they cannot post it, whenever you get it from Simon Ekpa or from any Biafran media, share it with them. Tell them to retweet it, because when somebody, for instance, I'm in Spain, when if I have a Spanish friend, if he will share it, so many Spanish friends of his will get to see it. We'll shout this. Nobody want to do it. Nobody want to do anything. We are leaving it all for Simon Ekpa. We are leaving it all for Biafra government in exile. And at the end, we are the one to come out, declare Biafra, declare Biafra, Biafra now. It is not going to work out like that. Everybody have to work. Everybody have to put hand on the deck and work. We must work together. Let us. Nobody should think I am not important. Nobody should think I am little. Nobody think it's not all about money. If you don't have money, you have something you can provide. If you don't have money, you have mouth, you have your hands. There are people that can type under 1 minute. They can type 20 pages. You are needed. Every one of us is needed. I am begging everybody. This is all I just want to say for now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother.
Can I chip in something?
Hold on. A Biafran voice. I don't know, but I know those articles that you mentioned. Our sister Gloria, she wrote her articles, and it is me again. He wrote his, and it's actually pinned on the jumbotron. So we need a lot of people. But you're right, we need a lot of people. This is autopilot. People don't understand what it means. It means that you don't have to wait for anybody to do anything. Anything that you could do to put in your, to make sure that Biafra comes, however little, then you do it. That's what autopilot means. Um, nobody asked Chiamaka Jere to start speaking, or people like Biafran Voice or Goodman or myself, or a lot of people. But we know that, if we all say, all right, somebody is already doing it, why should I do it? Then it will never get done. We have to put in our effort. We have to do what's necessary for Biafra to come, and not just wait on Simon. If Simon doesn't do it, it doesn't get done. And if we're thinking that way, then we're gonna be waiting for a long, long time. If you don't already know it, understand that it's a conservative effort to suppress anything Biafra. As far as the media goes, that's why, just like he said, nobody, most people outside the international communities don't know what's going on in Biafra land. They are made it their goal to make sure that they suppress what we do. Even here on Twitter Spaces, how many times have they shut us down? How times have they blocked our accounts? How many times have they stopped us from speaking? So my people, we all have to get in and then do the needful. Go ahead, who wanted to chip in something before we go
Yeah,
to
that was
Twitter.
Win-win, please. Take the microphone.
No, I just wanted to chip in like the article he just mentioned. We shared it. Our sister Gloria, put on something. Even it's me again. So not like we have not been writing, or probably I personally have written to the British High Commissioner more than, should I say, like twice. So these people, they are suppressing us. That's what you need to understand. You understand? The only choice we have is coming on Twitter Space and also Facebook, airing it out like this. There is no other way we have to do it. We just have to like stick on what we know better that we can do in order to be airing our voice out. So I just wish you could understand that not like we are doing all our best. Everybody is trying. Okay? That's just what I want to chip in. You can call the next person to speak, please.
Thank you, Win-Win. Chica, unmute yourself.
Good evening, great dear friends. Good evening, lovers of freedom. Yes, I want to thank all of us who have contributed in making our point point blank. This is not time to start romancing matters. We know who we are. There's a place I read in the Bible. I was just searching for the particular verse so that I can spell it out. But the little that I preserve in my heart, I have to say it out. It said, the kingdom of heaven, or kingdom of God, rather, suffered violence, but the violence take it. The stage where we are now, it is clear to us that the world are paying deaf ear to our cry. And we cannot continue this way. Let's devise other means of crippling the economy of the zoo. It's going to affect them, and they will now wake up to their slumber. So I don't have much to say because the pain in my heart is rising every day. Sometimes I want to ask some stupid question: is God still with us, or has He abandoned us? But the Spirit is saying no. There are things that is required from us to do, and once we do that, then we see changes. So my sincere greetings to the Prime Minister. Convey this message to him. If I have a way of communicating with him, I would have done that. Let's find a way and start hitting them hard. If we are hitting them hard before, let's hit it. Let's increase volume. By so doing, we will get to where we're going. Thank you. Let me not take much of our time.
Thank you for that wonderful submission. Thank you, Emmanuel. Emmanuel, unmute yourself. Emmanuel Johnson, unmute yourself.
Thank you very much. I greet you all. I hope I'm coming out clear.
Loud and clear. Go ahead. You got 3 minutes.
All right. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. First of all, let me just go straight to the discussion. I have a lot to chip in, but let's just take it bit by bit. Why is Britain dead silent over Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's kidnap and detention? First of all, it seems some people don't know who Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is, what he actually stands for. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a liberator for Africa, not just Biafra. And this is the main reason why Britain and the world in general are against him, because they see Africa as just a place where they can come and, do whatever they wish with them without any repercussions. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has risen to show to the world that Africa has people. Africa are people who have life, who have the freedom to live life just the way every other people and every other place in the world are living. This is a very simple factor that has to be considered, because this question in particular is actually a very simple question to answer. Because Nnamdi Kanu is not just, he's a liberator of men. Now, it doesn't matter how much we speak, but what matters is the message in what you are saying. Because this is social media. Anybody can come onto this platform. There are a lot of wolves in sheep clothing. They can come and start speaking. We'll be listening, thinking we are listening to one of us without knowing what we are actually listening to. Let's not forget, he said, our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, said, we must go and listen to our Prime Minister of the Biafran government in exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and we should also share his messages. He's bringing a new dimension. People coming to say, whatever you think you can do, do it. Our Prime Minister is a very intelligent man who has a very, very good plan. So there are some actions that we might want to take, some steps we think it is kind of necessary we take them without knowing the outcome. Do you understand? So before taking a step, we have to think, what is the outcome going to be? Because there's a step we might take which is going to contradict the plan of our Prime Minister. But that is why it is good to have opinions of people, to speak and also to listen. Now, first of all, okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
When we say whatever, when we say whatever you know how to do, do it. We know what we are talking about. We mean that little fire you have in you. Put it in the right, put it well, utilize it. If it is awakening somebody, awaken the people up. Let them know that what we are talking is for all. In fact, whatsoever you know you can do to contribute
to what we are doing. We are not telling you to go ahead of Simon Ekpa and do something stupid. That is not what we are saying. We are saying we all know we need freedom. We are all hungry for freedom. So that little thing that you can do to contribute, to move the movement forward, to bring our freedom closer to us, man, go ahead and do it. That's what we mean. Thank you, my brother. We must continue.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, you must do something. We want you to do something. You cannot be standing idly and watch other people work and while you just sit on the sideline. We don't want that. That's not what we want. Sit, do something. If you can write, write. If you can speak, speak. If there's something that you can bring to the table, bring it to the table. That's what we mean by doing something. Because we're all working. At the end of the day, it is Biafra that we want. Let's go to Martinson. Martinson.
Good evening, Biafrans. Can I come? Am I coming out clearly?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah. I want to comment on what our brother said earlier. That what we need now is campaign to the media houses in Britain. Mazi Ajere, I know this is fall on your office because I know British, can never interfere in the release of our leader. Neither United States, neither Australia or whatever, because they are in alliance. British can never go against United States, neither United States go against them because they are partners in crime in Africa. They are getting something from Africa which they can never jeopardize each other. So I think the next thing we must do is taking this campaign door to door to all the media houses in Britain. At least I know BBC is biased, but let's take it to other medias. I know some people in Europe have a document to travel from their country to another. On a day like this, Biafrans will gather in the United Kingdom, even if 1 week, 3 days campaign to all the medias. Before we lost our leader, we need to do something dramatic. Take it to their doorstep and give them the pictures. Let them know what our leader is passing to their citizens. Because nobody will do it for us. Or in other words, we can engage them in host and Biafra land where they're getting the oil. Because if we switch off this oil, believe me, in less than 7 days, British will do something. They will do something that our leader will come out. Even they will persecute both Kenya and Nigerian government. So let's make a move. My brother, I know this falls on your office, please, this is my humble request. Let's work on this media campaign to the media houses. At least that day, all the Biafrans, we can make it a tweet day. While those in the United Kingdom are going media house to media house, we will be here bombarding them with the tweets. They can help us share their tweets, all the medias in that Britain, in that terrorist sponsor country. You can help us with their media, their Twitter handles. We will follow them, even on Facebook, bombard them. While people are there giving them the picture, giving the crusade to them, we will be here bombarding them heavily. Because we cannot believe we can get justice from our enemy. They can never. It's better we break. They know how to break law. We also know how to break law. So this is my humble request. Thank you so much.
Thank you. First, please permit me. There is one of us here, Chidon. I wish we give him the opportunity to speak. And then before you speak, Chidon, you must apologize to us because you were one of those obedience that dealt with us. We need your apology before you can speak. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Apology. I offer my apologies to everyone, as the co-host said. No, it's just misunderstood, understanding stuff. For me, for what you just said, obedient of a thing, if I may say, it just like almost the same thing with you people. It just miss of understanding for people. Some people that is still in that obedience, and some people that is still in this room here. You just misunderstanding. All we are looking for is the future of our born children, or we that have not yet married. children. That's what I'm saying. All we are fighting for, the freedom and what our
Chidon, hold on. Did you ever listen to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Have you ever listened to him before the election?
Yes, I followed everything concerning him all life when he's out. He's outside. Yes.
Then that means you don't know what you are talking about.
What
Obedience is
yes,
never
yes.
the same
See,
thing.
that's what. Why you don't need to tell me that. What he said it, and the population in Nigeria, they
Let me
have
say,
convert us. They have win our souls by religion. You now that is thinking the way you think, many millions doesn't think the way you think. You don't need to judge them. Like for example, now let me say something. There's a man from here now. I believe he may be here or not. That come one when they have one that will be 3 or 4 days ago in obedience space like this. When he come to speak, he said, "I'm Biafran. I want to speak," and he mentioned, "And I'm Biafran, and I did not vote because of just because of that reason." They have to bring him, take him out. Why? The understanding is different. You see, this is different. The understanding is different. We are too much. 200 million people, 200 something million people. Many African countries, what? 1 million, 2 million, 3. We have 200 something million. You see, the understanding is different. You now, the way you understand is different. The way I understand, many thousands and millions doesn't understand it that way. Many is on bondage. Many see it as people are not doing the right thing because the way they think, the way they see things. There's one thing about it.
It's okay.
There's one thing about
give us your submission.
Like,
just give us your submission.
Yeah.
Give us your submission, on the topic.
My submission goes to Martins. What Martins rightly said, because he immediately was saying, I was like, he's saying my mind. Like I agree to my people that in my line, I always tell them when they hold me, I say, this is a big problem. This is a big problem. But like he said a word.
Chidon, are you now following Mazi Simon Ekpa? Are you tweeting and retweeting his tweets? Are you following him?
I'm following him.
No, he's not.
You are not.
I believe
you are not. You have not retweeted any of his tweets. Chidon, hold on. You have not retweeted any of his tweets, and I wonder why. And you love Biafra.
See,
and
that's
you.
That's why I said the work.
This
the work is not.
agree
The
that
work. Everybody has to work according to his way. I work on my own way.
Now Chidon. Hey, Chidon, hold on. You need to now go and begin to retweet all his tweets. Start from there before you can come and make submission to us, because you people dealt with us. You dealt with us mercilessly without mercy. We are your own. We stood our ground to fight for you because we know that the road you were going, it is a dead end. There is no road there. But you stood your ground because of ignorance. And you fought us. So there is no problem. Your submission is over. You can come up when you are fully a Biafran. Now you are not fully a Biafran.
Please, Chidon or Obedient, please allow good man to talk to you. You understand? First of all, what you need to understand is that what you are fighting for is not for your future, neither your born children's future. You are fighting for Nigeria that has no way to be fighting for. Do you understand? You just made a statement here for me to understand the angle you are coming from. You said you are fighting for your unborn children through obedience, isn't it? But obedient are not fighting for their unborn, they are fighting for Nigeria. Do you now understand where we are where you are here complicating issues? Now, good man is trying to tell you what to do for you to be here, for us to acknowledge your presence, and you are still arguing. You see, that's why I don't like seeing you people on this space. We have focus and we are fighting for something. There is something we are looking for. I don't want to see any obedient here. If you want to come here, just come here as a repentant Boko Haram, and then we will pardon you like Nigerians. Like the same way Nigeria government used to pardon Boko Haram. We will pardon you here and then be watching you.
Because
here, taking grammar, I won't take that. I'll not take that. Seriously.
Thank you. This guy doesn't know why we speak the way we are speaking. They also said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be left in detention so that Obi will now come in. Let him not come and scuttle Obi's chances. He should stay there so that Obi will now come in and bring him out. Someone the court has said release. So they don't know what is the price for freedom. And that is why before you come to join us, now that you have seen that you have failed, before you come to join us, you need to now begin to follow Mazi Simon Ekpa, understand the concept of freedom before you can come here to contribute. Thank you very much. Go ahead, my brother. Bam, bam, bam. We love you, not that we don't love you, but we need you to be fully repentant.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, the point is that Chido, the point is that you need to understand that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a liberator for you, for Peter Obi, and for every indigenous person in that contraption. Now, we already knew, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu already knew that there is no way an Igbo man can ever be president of the zoo. He knew. He did a lot of broadcasts about that. He made a lot of eye-opening, sermons about that. But you all ignored that. And now, the truth is that instead of choosing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for his freedom, you decided to choose Peter Obi, who had no regard for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who ignored completely the treatment of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We know that he might not want to talk about it because of what he was looking for, but at least through showing sympathy for fellow Biafrans who were undergoing a lot of suffering in the zoo, showing sympathy for them would also mean he's showing sympathy for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who happened to be his own savior. The truth is that eventually it is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that will save Peter Obi. Eventually, it is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that will save every one of you that called yourself obedient. But funny enough, I am the one that engaged one of the obedient people and asked him that question. On the Twitter space here, he told me that it is better for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be left. If he will be released and he promises to keep quiet, then it will be okay. But if he will not be quiet as they release him, then it will be better to leave him there and so that they will give Obi a try. Can you believe that? Now, can you actually, after all these things that have happened, not see it as something that is proper for you to say, we made an error, a huge error. We chose Barabbas ahead of Yehoshua. We made an error. And right now we are sorry and we come back. That's actually what we expected. But if you would not do that and you feel that coming to the space to listen, it is fine and good for you to listen. But I don't see any need for anyone that have not realized their error to come and request to make a submission. The truth is that this space is open for every one of you. But it is not open for you to come and make a submission on the point where you have erred and where you're supposed to apologize. If you want to have a different narrative to how you will get your own our freedom from the zoo, fine. But admit the fact that you erred by distracting us and by making it look like we were idiots. We didn't know what we were doing. But eventually now, and you are still there, hell-bent, trying to make it look like we didn't know what we were doing. Thank you very much. I hand over to First and the Win to bring in people. I see Ifeanyi's hand is up. Please.
Please, let me just chip in something. The first, please let me chip in something. There's something I want us, this impression, I want us to correct, more especially on our spaces. Our spokesperson said something at the eve of that election, at that election period. Our spokesperson said to all these obedience that we, the Biafrans, the people that stood for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the restoration of Biafra, will disappoint them. And they themselves are going to disappoint themselves. So whenever you see any of these idiots on our space, number one, they did not do it with us. They didn't do anything to us. They didn't even pinch us one bit. Rather, they showed their stupidity to the world. They showed their foolishness to their family. They showed how naive they know Nigeria to their loved ones, not to us, because they didn't deter us. They didn't draw us back. Rather, their stupidity exposed the zoo even the more to what Nigeria, what we've been saying. So these people did not they didn't do to us mercilessly. They didn't do anything to us. So we should stop using that phrase that they did with us mercilessly. They did nothing to us. They disappointed themselves, and we, the Biafra agitators, disappointed them. So they should be ashamed of themselves. They didn't do anything to us. They are just very naive and ignorant of what they are doing. Their pocket is driving them. They are not trying to protect Nigeria. Their eyes are fixated on what they are going to get
All those people you see campaigning, their eyes are fixated on how much I'm going to get as I go to vote. Not because they want to make a better Nigeria, no. It's what they're going to gain. That is what that is propelling them. But not what we're going to gain is propelling us. But what will liberate many people from the internal slavery of the British and the Fulani Caliphate. So that's the two differences that we have. So you can't just say that another person that is in another family, that he made you not to sleep because he wasn't at home or he didn't come to your meeting. It doesn't make any sense. So they didn't do anything to us. We should stop doing that. Yeah, whenever you thought that their head will grow, they pinched us. They didn't pinch us, they disappointed themselves. Thank you so much.
I don't know. Sorry, the first. Can I just chip in something? I know it may not be my time. Just something very sensitive. Sorry. Can I?
Who is that?
It's Mr. Sense.
Mr. Sense. All right, go ahead. Well, if you're going to speak,
just a minute, please. If you don't mind.
Go ahead. 3 minutes.
I just want to ask a question. Just a question to buttress what Raf and Ifanya said. Just a question to the obedience. Just a question. What I want to ask is this. I believe that an average person that voted for P2B does not like Gumi. Now, I want to ask, why is it that during the election, P2B visited Gumi, who is somebody that negotiates with bandits and terrorists, who is not even a Biafran? Because for whatever reasons, at that time they were saying probably he will have influence to negotiate based on bandits or whatever influence Gumi may have. So P2B believe that Gumi can be reached out to, who has influence there, who may be talking with bandits. But Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who controls 80 million Biafrans, he can't even talk about it. The only time he talked about Biafra was to come to Abuja, Brekete family, to say that Biafra died 52 years ago. Now,
hold your line of thought.
This is the most sensitive
hold your line.
thing.
Hold your line of thought. Now,
all right.
You are still going to land it. Just hold your line of thought. Do not forget also
all
that
right.
P2B sent condolence message to Gumi. Not only did he send condolence message to Gumi, P2B,
my brother,
P2B was exposed to have said in a secret conversation that this is a religious war. Now, who is fighting religious war if not Gumi? If Gumi is not one of the main mastermind of religious war, who else is? P2B in the open wants to be the friend of one who is actually pushing for a religious war, but in the secret, he is talking to a pastor that there is a religious war that must be fought. Now, what are we not talking about? The hypocrisy of P2B was smelling to high heavens. And these people should be ashamed of themselves to apologize.
Very hypocritical. Right. I couldn't just hold it. It just had to strike my mind. The way people blindly overlooked this thing. Nnamdi Kanu is the reason why P2B can still go to his village today without being attacked by Fulani herdsmen. I don't know why sometimes when we come to space, I still see people who think below like animals. Somebody that went to stay with bandits took pictures, sent condolence messages. Only thing he said about Biafra was to tell us that Biafra died 52 years ago. If not for Ojukwu, P2B will not have any political life. P2B will have no political life if not for Ojukwu. He abandoned Apuga. He has been truncated. He has been dropping from, even in the Nigerian politics, he is not stable. GDP. And we are coming here to discuss these people, to kind of negotiate with these people. I don't even see why we give people like this, because anybody at this point that don't understand that it's only Biafra that will save you, that person is irredeemable. Let me just stop here for that. Let others talk. When it gets to my time, I will talk about this topic. It's very, very sensitive.
Please, before we bring anybody here, we should check them very well, because we don't need these detractors. They have nothing to add to what we are doing. They should just go and learn, because they don't know about Nigeria. That is why they are Nigerians. But we must continue. Thank you.
Please, please, can you demand for that song from Biafra 247? Thank you.
Yeah, Biafra 247 sound is up. Maybe you should attend to him now.
Yeah. Hold on, Biafra 247 before you go on. Emmanuel O. Remy Juice, I saw you were raising hand. I don't know if you're available. I'm sending you a mic. Accept it. And then go ahead, Biafra 247.
Okay, thank you so much. You see, there's something, one music fella sing. It's a Mr. Follow, make you open sense, open mind, open eye. Some people are following Obi. They don't even know why they are following Obi. Some people are following Obi because they believe Obi will give them new Nigeria. Some people are following Obi because they believe in getting ghost appointment, ghost contracts, or getting contracts. But the worst part of them are the ones that are following him, believing in Nigeria. The ones that are following him with a criminal-minded, the criminal-minded set of people that are following him are even better than those that are following him, believing to get a better Nigeria, believing to get a better school. So Obi believes in terrorists, and the same Obi believe in Christianity. The same Obi believe in Islamization. The same Obi believe in Christianity, believe in Godfather, believe in terrorists, believe in Christian Godfather, believe in Gumi that will send, Gumi that will come out to tell you that if you fight terrorists, even if you call them terrorists, they will kill you in national television. Gumi come out to say, if you call them terrorists, they will come after you. Gumi went to Aso Rock to plead on behalf of these terrorists that they need medical attention, and your so-called Nigerian government sent medical facilities with personnel to go and treat them inside the bush, sent food relief for them in the bush. And somebody is here coming. You see, these kind of people are either they are fools, they are fool, they are fool. Fools say they don't fool drone away, or they are ignorant of what they are doing, or they purposely come to distract us. So let us not discuss them. Once they come, you do waiting, commode them for line and move on. Because all they want to do is to change your line of thought. They want to distract us. Let us not give them the room. You're asking them too much. If you come, do you believe in what we are doing? You don't believe in what I'm doing. You want me to come back to Nigeria. God punish you, punish your generation there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I talk now, please?
Who is that?
It's the eyes.
The eye, is that the Ejiofor or which one?
No, the eyes. The eyes.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to thank everyone, especially the Finland government. I will keep saying it, the Finland government, because without the Finland government backing and being supportive, democratically supportive of our prime minister, my prime minister, we would not have gotten to this level or this stage. You see, they could just have, anyway, I don't want to go there. Also, I want to thank all the newly elected Biafran government officials in exile. I want to thank all of you. And I pray to Almighty God that God will give all of you that protection, that wisdom, that knowledge, to achieve that aim, Biafra. Okay. And I want to thank all the supporters as well, all the supporters, all the supporters of Biafra movement, Biafra agitation, and all of that. Even those who are ignorantly still following the DOS or whatever they call themselves. See, I pray that one day something will strike them and they will realize that they have been following, the wrong footpaths. I don't want to go into answering why Britain is dead silent. I mean, I am in Britain, by the way. I'm in Britain, but I will not say my exact location. You see, my suggestion and going forward towards releasing our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who was kidnapped. Somebody said in this Twitter space that if they broke the international law and their Nigerian law, then we have to break the law as well. I support that 100%. That is the only way going forward. You see, all this writing to United Nations that is already compromised with the France government, the British government, the American, they are the owners of United Nations. They'll tell that man what to do. That man there that is leading the United, they tell him what to do, and he has to do it because they pay him. Now, our prime minister is a Finnish reservist. I think I am 100% correct there. I stand to be corrected anyway. And he knows when somebody has certain degree of military tactics and all of that, then you will possibly be able to know how to go to a dungeon, how to go to anywhere you are sent to go and release someone. It's just like the KGB spies or the CIA spies or whatever. If they want to go into Aso Rock and get somebody out or kill somebody there, they can do it conveniently, secretly, carefully, and they will achieve 100% success in their mission. Now, the other time we heard, several months ago, we heard that Abagwari was let out of the prison by some kind of, we all know how they did it. Abagwari today hasn't been found. Wherever he is, we don't know. So if somebody could do, if some group of people could, who are not intelligent, who are not probably, I don't know, who have not been trained up to, Finland military reserve, this kind of training, can do that and do it successfly. Well, I don't know. I don't know. So what I'm trying to suggest here is the same way they did Abagwari to get him out of there. That is the same way we have to do to get Nnamdi Kanu alive out of there. Whether 1,000 people will fall, whether 2,000 people will fall, whether the prison wall will fall, I don't care. And so be it. He has been. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has already. He has been set free by all laws. In the United Nations law, the international law, the local Nigerian law, he has been set free. So if he is forcefully removed from that same dungeon, then we have not broken any law. We have not broken any law. You see. So writing to like other people suggested, we have done that. We have been doing that since 7 months ago or 8 months ago. 8 months ago. Hello. Is everybody hearing me? Sorry. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Hello?
You have 2 seconds to round up.
Okay. Good. So my suggestion again is, let us not, go to let's write to UNN. United Nations. Let's write to broadcasting companies, stations. Forget it. That will not do anything. It will not do anything. We have done that before. We need to take a proactive approach that they use to get Abagwari out to do ours. Please, our Prime Minister, possibly start planning on that secretively. You have the knowledge, you have the experience, you have the we have everything to to put this into plan and operation. Let's do it. Israeli mercenaries if any Israeli mercenaries, Russian mercenaries, maybe one of the Scandinavian countries mercenaries, please, let's go to action. Let's go to action. Enough of talk. Please. Thank you so much.
Please, your time is up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please let somebody address that issue. But the truth is that it is very easy for us sometimes to make some suggestions. But there are some suggestions I would not even come and make on a space like this. We are going to go rebellious, but there are some suggestions that you don't need to come out on the space and actually make such a suggestion. That's the truth. But let's not just thank you for that, your comment, but let's just leave that and make feasible suggestions. If such a thing will be carried out, we don't need to discuss some things like that on this.
You must go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we are making, and you must listen to him. Very, very important.